वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगत्। The last week's class, which was the 201st session, we had seen the 20th verse. Sri Krishna says in the 20th verse, those who are into just karma kanda, which is also not easy, but it is way above mere pursuit of pleasure and possessions. These people who go for karma kanda are not free from personal desires, but are far more disciplined, and they achieve great heights. They become powerful. They occupy enviable positions. In today's world, in the materialistic scenario, those who work hard, those who study well, those who grab the opportunities for career growth, and those who focus on their goals do achieve great heights, but as we know, on those heights also they have their own issues. So, Karmakanda compares very well with a whole lot of worldly achievements where certain qualities of focus, leadership, communication, etc. are, of course, present. But in contrast to liberation, in contrast to Nishkama Bhakti, devotion to God with no personal desire, all these achievements are of little value. Traividyamam somapaha bhutapapaha. The shloka went, and the shloka does acknowledge they go to heaven. Te punyam asadhya surendra lokam ashnanti. Surendra lokam asadhya. Punyam asadhya. Surendra lokam asadhya. That is achieving merit, attaining the heaven. Ashnanti divyan divideva bhoga. Their enjoyments are of a much higher order. Just as once more, in the world also, those who work hard with focus reach certain enviable positions in the society, and their standard of living is way higher. But that does not guarantee lasting peace of mind or wonderful harmonious relationships, etc. Therefore, karma kanda, which takes us way above a whole lot of others, does not guarantee eternal peace or unconditional love. We saw the Shānkara Bhāshya also, and we have now Sri Krishna making a comment on these achievements. Especially he shows they are impermanent. 21st verse we see now. Te putetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam shine punye martyalokam vishanti evam trai dharma manu prapannaha gata gatam kama kama labhante. They do enjoy, but all of them their enjoyments, gata agata, they come and go. That means they have a beginning and an end. In between two great enjoyments, these people can feel as insecure and incomplete as anybody else. But they do enjoy. Tam bhuktva swargalokam, having enjoyed the heaven, when their merit gets over, shine punye martyalokam vasvishan. They come back to the land of the mortals, the earth. So heaven is not permanent. In Sanatana Dharma, we don't have the concept of eternal heaven or eternal hell. Neither of them is forever. The Jivatma goes to various domains, various worlds, various bodies. Is born again and again. And thus it is all impermanence. The Buddha's teachings also, so much importance is given to understanding that everything is impermanent. And therefore, one meditates, one inquires, and tries to come upon a state free of ego in Buddhism. Therefore, the Vedanta and Buddhism have much in common, but then there are some differences. Buddhism denies a permanent, true, eternal, pure self. There is no mention of the pure self, which is the adhara. According to the Vedanta, the pure self is the adhara, the support, the substrate for the temporary, apparent, and limited ego. In Buddhism, when the ego is removed, is there anything at all? They do not mention. And some schools explicitly say nothing remains at all, it is shunya. There is void. Void is the supreme truth. So that is not acceptable to Vedanta. In addition, Buddhism has no concept of God. Vedanta accepts God as the creator, the ruler, and one who dissolves the creation also. Coming back to the Sanatana Dharma's most popular work, that is Bhagavad Geetā, Kshine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti. They come back to the land of the mortals after their merit gets over. Evam Trayi Dharmam Anuprapannaha. The earlier verse mentioned the expression Trayi Vidyaha. We had said there, number one, it refers to the three Vedas, which in another classification is four Vedas. And number two, by context, the three Vedas refer to the Karma Kanda, where the doership never vanishes. You are a doer, you do certain things and get certain benefits. In Jnana Kanda, or the portion called Upanishads, the erasure of very doership, the very enjoyership is highlighted. Trayi dharmam anuprapannaha. These people, however eminent and smart, brilliant, etc., they may be, they don't let go of their sense of individuality. They feel great joy when they rise above others. And if they lose in some competition, if they get defeated in some race, they feel very low. And that sense of I in you and me, which experiences rise and fall, is the ego, is the self, is the little self, the limited self. The pure self, which is to be realized, actually does not go through ups and downs. One is aware how everybody praised one. Some other time one is aware how some people made strong criticism of one. So being aware but not identifying with rise and fall is the hallmark of liberation, Jivan Mukti, being free from egoism. So evam tri dharma manuprapannaha. A large number work hard, but they don't erase or they don't allow their ego to be erased. Therefore, gata-gatam, things that come and go. Ayaram, gayaram, as the expression goes in Hindi, kama kama halabhat. Those who desire various enjoyments, endlessly they fancy chairs to sit on, positions to occupy, countries to see, experiences to enjoy. So they go on and on. They are stuck in them. It's not easy for them to look up and see something beyond this duality of means and end. Sadhana, sadhya. Karma and upasana keep you in the sphere of sadhana and sadhya, means and end. It is Vedanta Jnana which helps you get freed from the duality of the means and the end. One who desires and whatever one desires, whatever one gets. So you ask for something, you get it, and these two are different. You enjoy ice cream, and there's a distinct sense in you, psychologically, I have enjoyed this ice cream. I am so fortunate. I'm so happy today. Yesterday I was depressed. Yesterday I was in low mood. So I was like that. Now I am like this. I hope to be like that. This I, with continuous descriptions of fortunate, unfortunate, etc., is what we call the limited self. In contrast, those who are devoted to God, seeking nothing, in Nishkama Bhakti, in Ananya Bhakti, there is a total erasure of the ego. Does it mean that they don't enjoy ice cream? They do, but there is a certain understanding inside them which is far above that particular enjoyment. As a verse in the 5th chapter said, Indriyani indriyarteshu vartante iti dharayan. They do understand, they even see what is happening, they do experience, but they do not limit themselves to be the experiencer of this particular enjoyment. Way above that limited experiencer, there is the sense of, there is the understanding of their being unlimited and ever free. Adi Shankaracharya now explains in brief, Etam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam. Vishalam he takes up. Vistirnam. Widespread, huge. Such is the swargalokam. Limitless. No traffic jams. No space constraints. No constraint of any resource. All resources are available. Plenty. Shine punye. When their punya gets over, Martyalokam imam vishan. Imam Martyalokam. This world, all this discussion is going on the earth. So the earth is meant. Vishanti, avishanti. They enter. So the Jivatma has its long journey. For being born, dying, and after some time again being born on the earth. Evam yathoktena prakarena trayi dharmam kevalam vaidikam karma. Underline that word karma. It is karma, which also includes upasana, but not the Advaita Jnana. Advaita Jnana, the non-dual realization, sets you free. Karma cannot set you free because the logic is karma is limited and the result also is limited. Finite cannot lead you to the infinite, whereas Brahma is infinite and it blesses you with the experience of the infinite. You become infinite. In a manner of saying, we say you become infinite. Actually, you are infinite, and Jnana, the highest wisdom, lets you know how you have no boundaries. Ah. Vaidikam karma anuprapannaha, sheltering, taking shelter in karma and karma phala. Gatagatam, gatam cha, agatam cha. Something goes, something else comes. Again that goes, and something yet another comes. Gamana agamanam. So what these people enjoy has beginning and end. They have great excitements, but like the other side of the same coin, they have unenviable sorrow, despair, loneliness, sense of being lost, directionless, directionlessness, etc. Kaman kamayante iti kama kama. The word kama at places can mean what is desire, the object of desire. So when you have this word kama kama, which Shankara calls or describes kaman kamayante, so kama can mean sense objects or various psychological enjoyments too. Senses and the mind work together to give numerous happy enjoyments to people. Gatagatam eva natu swatantram kvachit labante. They do not have the freedom to say, oh, this happiness should continue as long as I want it. No. When the karma gets over, the karma phala also gets over. The karma has certain capacity. A certain karma has a certain capacity to make you enjoy some sense objects. Not forever. If these enjoyers, who are no doubt brilliant, very qualified, had freedom, then they would have said, I want to enjoy this for so many days. They decide. Natu swatantram kvachid labante. Ityartha. Therefore, in a way, people envy them. In another way, they are themselves miserable. They feel so unhappy when a certain position ends. Many people, when they retire, are very unhappy. Many people, when they are no more holding a certain position, they are very unhappy inside. For political correctness, they may give a farewell speech, or during the farewell function set up for them, they may respond, they may give a speech. I thoroughly enjoyed being here and I'm very happy now leaving, allowing younger people, others to run the show. They may say it, they may put up a nice smile, but if not at that time, a little later, they may feel quite depressed. That's seen in the world. People don't want to let go of positions, designations, and various privileges that come with those positions. Now coming to one of the most well-known shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, Adi Shankara holds our hand and leads us to it. Ye punar nishkamaha samyak darshana. On one hand, they have no personal desire. They do not try to get something. With or without that power or position, they are fine. If it comes, welcome. If it doesn't, no problem. Therefore, they are nishkama. If God appears before them and says, ask for anything, I will give you, they won't ask for anything. That is the height of what was called earlier the Jnani. Jnani to Atmaiva me matam. In the seventh chapter, four kinds of devotees were described. Artho Jidna Surartharthi Jnani cha Bharatashyava. Shankaracharya adds an expression which is rooted in Jnana Yoga. Samyak Darshinaha. Those who can see rightly, those who see the rope as a rope, never as a snake. Those who see the desert sands as the desert sands, not as a water body, the case of a mirage. They know the true nature of things outside and inside. Samyak Darshana. Adi Shankara is fond of this expression, Samyak Darshana. Right seeing, seeing without any error. The ego is created by erroneous perception. The ego does not actually exist. In erroneous perception, it seems to exist. Though it seems to exist, it doesn't really exist. In our experience, it is causing so much of sorrow, various problems. So, ye punar nishkamaha samyak darshinaha. About them, the shloka goes, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Especially the fourth quarter is so much more potent. Yogakshemam vahamyaham. I take entire responsibility. I take care of these devotees who surrender to me with no conditions. Unconditional love of God. They don't ask for either money or scholarship, bookish knowledge, or to be freed from some difficulty. Arthas, the first category, are praying God so that God relieves them from some hard times. Maybe financial problem, maybe health problem, maybe relationship problem. Whatever it is, God save us from this suffering. Jidnasus want more and more scholarship. They want to be very knowledgeable in lots of subjects. Artharthi seeks money, money, and money. Here are these Nishkama Bhaktas or Samyak Darshini, Samyak Darshis who do not ask for anything at all. Ananyaha, the regular popular interpretation is they think of God and nobody else. God only. Day in and day out, they are in love of God. They are not in love of some power, some position. They are not in love with some person and their thoughts go round and round around that person. That is all very common in the world. People get attached to persons, things, places, and of course money and so on. Here they are nishkama. Ananyaha, na anyaha, ananyaha. And then as adjective to the devotees, it has like a bahurihi sense. Those who do not adore anyone else. However, we will see in the Shankara Bhāshya, Shankaracharya gives an Advaitic interpretation. for this word, Ananya, which is even as they worship God, even as they think lovingly of God, they have already reached such height of philosophical maturity that they do not look at themselves as separate from God. Na Anya is applied to their relationship with God. They are not different from God. They know that God alone is, and their existence also is a tiny expression of that all-encompassing God's existence. So, number one meaning, they love God and nothing else. Number two, they know their oneness with God, their complete identity. Their identity has merged with God's identity in their understanding. We'll see this in the Bhashya. Ananyaha chintayantaha. Therefore, even as they are worshipping for a third party, it may look like they are worshippers and God is worshipped. But in their understanding, that is worshipped and the one who is worshipping are all one undivided whole. Worshipping, adoring, liking, respecting, revering, all as you may. Apparently, there is a duality, Bhakta and Prabhu, but in the understanding that they have, there is no duality. Paryupasate, whoever thus worships, adores, admires, Tesham Nitya Abhiyuktana, ever connected, they are ever united. For them, I take full care. I take care of them. Yogakshemam Vahamya. We'll see the Sanskrit definition in the Bhashya. Yoga is getting what you don't have but you need, and Kshema is keeping, protecting what you need, and it is already with you. So we see Ananyaha Apratak Bhuta. Pratak Bhuta means Pratak means separate. However much you may love God, you are separate. You are not the same as God. You are not part of God either. You stand separate. Whereas apratak bhutaha, I have no existence other than that of God. So it's an undivided whole. Very difficult for us even to imagine. Param Devam Narayanam Mam Shankara puts it. The devotee regards oneself as being one with God. Who is the God here? If Krishna were to answer it, he would use the pronoun me. When they worship me, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Atmatvena Gata. God is the self inside me. Atma is one's own inner existence. My inmost existence is not even an iota different from God. That is the understanding. Chantaha means Chintayantaha. Ananya Chintayanto Mam Ye Jana Paryupasate. Shankara first says Atmatvena Gataha Santaha and then takes the word from the shloka Chintayanta. Thinking of God in that manner. Ye Janaha. And Acharya Shankara writes the word Sannyasina. So many people may feel, how did this word come? There have been so many devotees who are grahasthas, who have husband or wife, children, property, responsibilities. Were they also not Ananya Bhaktas? Here we have to see things from a bit deeper insight. Even if somebody has a spouse, husband or wife, money and so on, please don't see them externally. See them inside their psychology. Even having family and other possessions, these people are sannyasis because inside them they are, number one, not attached to the family members. Their love is for God, and when they serve their spouse, when they serve their children, it is with the understanding God, He has come in the form of my wife. God has come in the form of my husband. These children are God only appearing in this way. Then they are sannyasis, if that is their outlook. For some reason, if the family members move away, they are not depressed. They say, oh, God's will. And for some reason, all of them are with this devotee, him or her, all life. Then there is no desire, oh, how long do I have to work for them, serve them, get things for them, etc. No, one is at peace with company. That's what Bhajagovindam says, right? Yogarato va, bhogarato va, sangarato va, sangavihinaha, yasya brahmani ramate chittam, nandati nandati, nandati eva. So sannyasa is an internal description. They are not attached, they are not dependent, they do not cling to any relationship, they do not cling to any position or power and so on. Therefore, internally, psychologically, they are sannyasis. Paryupasate, they worship such people. Tesham paramartha darshinam nitya abhiyuktanam. Nitya abhiyuktanam is the word from the shloka. Paramartha Darshina. They behold the supreme, all-inclusive truth 24/7. They never miss it. Paramartha Darshina. Satata Abhiyogina. They are ever united, ever connected. Yoga Kshemam. What is yoga? Praptasya Prapanam. Apraptasya Prapanam. Do not miss the Aprapta, you don't have. Even beginning with food and drink. You are hungry, but there is no food. God will bring food. God will ensure that food comes to you. You don't have to go. When Swami Vivekananda tested it out because his guru Sri Ramakrishna said, if you think of God with all devotion, food will come to you. And he did not carry any food on a certain train journey. But lo, one as he felt very hungry and was feeling a bit restless, what did he say? Somebody not just brought food for him, somebody came to a certain railway station where Swami Vivekananda's train had stopped for a little while. Somebody came inside the compartment, looked for somebody of Vivekananda's description and said, are you so and so? Vivekananda said, who is this? Inquiring. When Vivekananda answered, yes, maybe he was already not a sannyasi that time, he was in regular clothes, maybe white clothes. And he must have said, I am Narendranath Datta, I am from Kolkata. So he gave his, what we know as the previous name. He became Swami Vivekananda, as you know, after Sri Ramakrishna's passing. Or it's possible he conducted this experiment afterwards also. Sri Ramakrishna's teaching was given when Sri Ramakrishna was in the body, but this test he might have conducted, the disciple might have conducted much later. Either way, whether he was in orange robes as Swami Vivekananda or in white clothes as Narendranath Datta, he put this thing to test. And that person who came inside the train looking for Swami Vivekananda said, last night I had a dream and God told me, go to the railway station in the morning and look for somebody of such description, bring him home and offer all hospitality. So that total surrender is marked by complete faith. Apraptasya prapanam. So food or drink or anything else that may be needed. In certain instances, we have stories, we have actually some episodes narrated. Some great Mahatma has to feed 100 people. He comes to know 100 people are coming by about 10 o'clock and they will have lunch at this ashram. And his manager and others say, how can we feed all of them? We don't have the samagri. We don't have vegetables. We don't have other material to cook a meal for so many. And the Mahatma is very calm. He says, everything will happen. Do not worry. And a little later, maybe just before the guests came, or even after the guests came and took their seats, a truckload of vegetables, fruits, and other material came. Somebody had sent it. All the residents of the ashram and other devotees were surprised. There have been such cases of certain swamis, of certain gurus, and cases. It keeps happening. Magic keeps happening. So, apraptasya prapanam. They get what they did not have, but they needed it. Then, kshemaha tad rakshanam. Once you do have a few things with you, to protect those things, to ensure that they don't get lost, nobody takes them away, and so on. That is kshema. Yoga kshema. Therefore, it's an idiomatic expression. Yogascha, kshemascha, yoga kshemam. It is perhaps the itaretara dvandva or samahara dvandva. In samahara dvandva samasa, though there may be more than more than one members, the final samasa is put in singular, neuter. The common example in grammar classes of Sanskrit is Pani Padam. Pani, there are two hands, Pada also 2 feet. Somebody washes his hands and feet before entering the house, let us say. The Sanskrit sentence goes, Pani Padam Prakshalya Antarga Gachati. Why Pani Padam? Yes. Dvau Pani, Dvau Padaucha. So 4. But the samasa takes neuter, napunsakalinga, singular, ekavachanam. So yogakshemam, vahamyaham, vahami here means prapayam. I get for them what they need. I protect what they have and are in need of. And Shankara rightly connects us to the shloka in the 7th chapter. Nanitu Atma eva me matam. My considered opinion and my firm position in this matter is somebody who may be outwardly worshipping me, but inwardly has the understanding of our inseparableness. That person is me myself. That is the ultimate in describing an intimate relationship. Somebody is very close to me is itself wonderful, but somebody and I are no different. I am in him, he is in me, such things. Therefore, Gnani to Atma eva me matam, sacha mama priyaha, In another words, that expression, such a person is very dear to me. Again referring to a Dani. Iti Purameva Uktatvat. Because this has been said before. Before itself, Purvam Eva Uktatvat. Tasmate Mama Atmabhutaha Priyascha. They are both my own self and extremely dear. Atmabhuta and Priya. What a wonderful possibility at the heights of true spirituality. But now there is a quick question and the answer to it in the Bhāshya. Nanu anyeshamapi bhaktanam yogakshemam vahati eva bhagavan. Doesn't God take care of all, everybody? Why should he mention that he takes care of these ananya bhaktas? Shankara answers, Satyam vahati eva. Of course, he takes care of everyone. The entire universe runs under his care. Kintu ayam vishesha. There's certain special feature here. Anya ye bhaktaha te atmartam swayamapi yogakshemam ihante. All other devotees, not Gnani bhaktas, Artha, Jijnasu, Arthati and others, they also are looked after by God, but they exert, they strive, they take pains to protect themselves. They also pitch in quite a lot. More agitated they are, more vigorously they apply themselves to getting things that they need and keeping things which are already with them and they need for more time. Swayamapi ihante. Ananyadarshinastu na atmartam yogakshemam ihante. The Jnani Bhaktas who are called Ananya Darshina, they don't do anything for themselves. They are in God's work. And they know that as they are involved in God's work, whatever they need will come to them. Shankara explains, elaborates, Nahite jivite maraneva atmano dridhim kurvanti. Whether in the matter of being born or in the matter of dying, they have no wish. No, they don't wish to live anymore, or are they afraid of dying. Neither they want death, nor are they opposed to death. If one has to die, they say, yes, my time has come. I am going now. In this way, wonderful. Both with regard to life and death, they are at peace. Thus, Bhashyakara concludes his commentary on this verse. Kevalameva Bhagavat Charanaste. Bhagavat plus Sharana by Sandhi becomes Bhagavat Charana. Just as Srimad plus Shankaracharya, Srimad Shankaracharya. Yes, Sandhi. Kevalameva Bhagavat Charanaste. They have completely resigned to God's will and they take shelter in God. Ataha Bhagavan eva tesham yogakshemo vahati iti. Therefore, it is more appropriate to say, I take care of these devotees who have completely surrendered to me. Though the truth is, Bhagavan takes care of others. But here, it is all the more evident or all the more shining because these people have no sense of doership. They don't say to themselves, we don't know whether Krishna will come to our help or not, let us do something. That doubt about whether Krishna will come to their rescue doesn't come to their mind. In this way, it is to be understood. There is one more doubt again, that is answered in the next verse. But before that, let us say This has been proclaimed by so many great saints. Sri Ramakrishna had a wonderful parable. Mahavishnu and Lakshmi Devi were on the Kshira Sagara, the Milky Ocean, or in the Vaikunta, wherever. Both are true, both are justified in their own ways. And Mahavishnu suddenly tries to sit up and wants to go somewhere. Lakshmi Devi asks him, "What happened? Where are you going? What is the matter?" He says, "Look down there on the earth. On the earth over there, a good devotee of mine is being beaten. People are trying to throw stones at him. I'll go and help him." Lakshmi Devi understands. Oh, I see. All right. But within a few seconds, Mahavishnu again lies down on the Adishesha. Lakshmi Devi asks, "What happened? You were to go. You didn't go now." Then Mahavishnu says, "Yeah, I was to go, but as I was watching, this devotee of mine took some stones in his hands and was hitting those who came to him." So at the height of purest bhakti, devotee leaves everything to God. You and I are not on that plane, therefore we must not uh, just sit idle and somebody comes to attack us. All right, Krishna wants, he will come and so on. We must be true to ourselves. We must have a correct sense of on what level in spirituality we are. Accordingly, we must act. Otherwise, Sri Krishna would have said to Arjuna, "Don't fight. You just sit there in a corner. All that has to happen will happen by my will," and so on. On the contrary, Sri Krishna asked Arjuna to take up the arms, to take up the bow and arrow, and fight the war. In this way, a careful study of Gita and the Bhashya by Sri Shankaracharya gives to us great clarity about the whole picture. Then our own sadhana becomes easier, almost happens automatic too. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Hari